XXVI presents 2K Modeling Weekly.
Welcome to week 2 of WWE 2K Modding Weekly, hosted by PasCon. This week we got so many mods, we gotta start right in and speed run through this. Last week we concluded with the main event of Banic Burn's incredible 3D modeling of Sheamus and Dean Ambrose. Well, he's back to start out the show this week. And he doesn't have one, he doesn't have two, he doesn't have three. This week he knocked out 4 impressive mods for us. We're going to first start out by taking a look at his Daniel Bryan, in which he switched up the hair, so Daniel Bryan no longer has his really old outdated hair that was in the game. Now he has this longer, more Tanahashi-esque hair. Next, he set his sights on the New Day. Unfortunately, there were complications with how Xavier Woods' hair mesh was formed, so he wasn't able to complete the whole set. But he did give us the green and gray variant of Big E's New Day attire. He outdid himself once again with a complete update of Adrian Neville, bringing the man that gravity forgot to his now WWE persona of Neville and his new purple attire. And it brings us to his 4th creation of the week, Erik Rowan, everybody's favorite vintner. This changes his attire from the outdated one that was in the game to what he's wearing now that he's back with Luke Harper. PH guy over at Smack Talks brings us various texture fixes for a wide range of wrestlers in the game, including Cesaro's new bald head, simple fixes like chest hair for some of the wrestlers, some skin fixes, ADR's a darker shade, Titus O'Neil's a darker shade, things of that nature. Small little tweaks, but very noticeable in the game. Up next, you guys might remember this guy as Batista from last week. Well, I still have no idea how to pronounce his name, so I'll just call him Dhyie. He's back to add 6 more attires to his Batista. Shower him with praise. You can now play as Batista. Last week I featured a mod that added tattoos to Chris Jericho. This week we have one that completely improves his attire. Chunked has added back his WrestleMania 26 attire, which, for me at least, is a vast improvement over the one in the game, since I'm not really big on playing a game in 2015 that has a guy with 2014 on his tights. Just kinda reminds me that I paid $50 for a game that has a roster that's a year and a half outdated, which is kinda bullshit. And if you're not a Chris Jericho fan, don't worry, he's got you covered. Chunks also provided us with 10 full attires for the Viper, Randy Orton. Multiple attires seem to be the theme of this week. Legendary WWE Games modder Tekken 57 brings us 6 all-new attires for Big Sexy, Kevin Nash, the original Too Sweet, before there was a Blizz Cliz, back in the NWO days. Now, unfortunately, to use these Kevin Nashes, to use the multiple attires of Randy Orton, to use the multiple attires of Batista to get that Blue Tista model, you need to know how to hex edit in order to unlock these extra attire slots. Or do you? Let that one hang in the air for a bit.
Well, the WWE Universe sure isn't shy about sharing their feelings about this superstar.
Banic Burn might not have been able to give us the complete set of New Day, but Draven picked up the mantle and has a full Carolina Blue set of the New Day for everybody. We got a new Big E, we got a new Xavier Woods, we got a new Kofi Kingston. Great work. We can finally enjoy being the best heel tag team WWE's seen in a long time. And Draven also fixed one of the most annoying things in the game, that even though we got the title 6 months late, they still couldn't even bother throwing a logo on Roman Reigns' vest. I mean, come on. Good work, Draven. Now about that hex editing issue. A little bit of a problem we had before. Now you see, a lot of the great modders from the past who are used to console modding still kind of have that standoffish wall of, I know how to do this shit, I'm gonna give the mod to you, but if you want to put it in the game, fuck you, learn how to do it yourself. They still haven't really fully embraced the openness and camaraderie of the PC community, but hey, I'm hoping that'll come. But it's nice to see a guy like Cave Wave Rider came in and saved the day for us all. Put together this awesome little mod that unlocks 10 alternate attire slots for almost everybody in the game, meaning that any guy's pack file that you download that has multiple attires, they're going to be unlocked as soon as you put it in the game. I'd like to thank Cave Wave Rider quite a lot for this. You know, that's why Cave Wave Rider's Universal Unlock Attire mod is this week's Mod of the Week. And I just want to encourage everybody else to be more open about sharing not just how to do things, but the files for people who might have difficult day jobs, who might not have the time to learn how to do this stuff themselves, or might not have the skill and inclination, you know? I'm terrible with numbers. I could fuck around hex editing from now until the end of time. I'd never be able to figure it out. Without Cave Wave Rider here, I'd never get these attires in the game. You know? I want to close out the show by virtually patting the whole community on the back and thanking you for banding together to shut down thieves who try to upload other people's work to community creations and take credit for it. I think this is one of the main reasons why certain people might be a little afraid to share their work early on, because coming from the console side of things, there's a lot of thieving motherfuckers out there who want to take credit for other people's work. But this week, we had this son of a bitch try to upload Bannockburn Sheamus on community creations. Matter of fact, we had a couple of these motherfuckers trying to take credit for Bannockburn's work, trying to take credit for other people's work. But we banded together, we flagged them as inappropriate, and to 2K's credit, their moderators shut down the thieves who were trying to steal other people's work. So as long as we keep this up, as long as we protect the content of our talented modders and are vigilant, making sure nobody steals anything and nobody gets away with thievery, I think our community is going to thrive and flourish, and these modders are going to bring more and more of their works, and they're going to be more open about sharing their techniques and their tools and their whole work environment with us. And that's it for this week. Thanks for watching, and thank the modders for making your game better.